Let's start with the most unexpected name on ESPN's list, Joshua Williams. Yeah, I said it. Joshua Williams might actually get cut. Now, if you're anything like me, you probably raised an eyebrow hearing that. This is a guy who played a role in back-to-back Super Bowl runs. But here's the problem. $3.4 million. That's what he's scheduled to make this season. And for what the Chiefs have been getting from him lately, that price tag just doesn't match the production. I'm not trying to be harsh here, but let's be honest, Kansas City isn't in a position to overpay for underperformance. The Chiefs are stacked at cornerback. You've got Trent McDuffie, Jalen Watson, Nazeeh Johnson, Ike Boydo, and even undrafted guys showing up hungry. There's real depth at that spot. So when it comes down to it, paying over $3 million for a rotational cornerback just doesn't make a whole lot of sense anymore. Now, could the Chiefs work something out with him? Sure, if Williams is willing to. Take a pay cut, maybe he sticks around as a depth piece. But if he's not willing to budge on that salary, I don't see how he stays on the roster. And let's not forget, this isn't personal. It's about business. It's about keeping this team ready for another Super Bowl push without getting bogged down by bad contracts. So now I'm turning it over to you. Should the Chiefs cut Joshua Williams? I want you to weigh it down in the comments. Just drop a C for cut or a K for keep, and let's see where Chiefs Kingdom stands on this one. Personally, I think the Chiefs are ready to move on unless Williams makes it easy on them and restructures. And hey, while you're here, help us prove ESPN and the doubters wrong. We're building something special here on Total Chiefs News, and we're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button now and stay locked in with me all through training camp. We've got more cut candidates to break down, and the next one might surprise you even more. Next up on the surprise cut list is Cam Jones, and I've got to admit this one feels like a quiet move with big implications. If you followed last season closely, you probably remember Cam Jones showing up in every game. 17 appearances, mostly on special teams, and a total of 19 tackles with one quarterback hit. Not flashy, but steady, right? But here's the thing, steady might not be enough anymore. ESPN projects that the Chiefs could move on from Cam Jones, saving over $1 million in the process. And while that cap space isn't game-changing, it's not really about the money this time. It's about the roster spot. And when you take a good look at the linebacker group in Kansas City right now, it's sneaky deep and better than folks give it credit for. You've got Nick Bolton back, Leo Chenal, Drew Tranquill, and the rising buzz around rookie Jeffrey Bassa. That's a strong core that can get the job done in both base packages and sub packages. With that much talent already locked in, there's simply not a strong case to hold onto a linebacker who's mostly been a role player on special teams. And this isn't shade on Cam. He's done his job. He's been available. But that's not always enough when there's a younger, cheaper, more dynamic option waiting behind you in camp. This is the reality of being on a championship roster. Margins are tight. Expectations are high. You've got to bring more than just availability. You've got to bring impact. Now, let me ask you this straight up. Is Cam Jones worth keeping for special teams only? Drop a simple yes or no in the comments and tell me where you stand. Should the Chiefs find someone with more upside, or does Cam's consistency earn him one more shot? And hey, if you love talking through these camp battles like I do, like this video right now, it helps more Chiefs fans join the conversation, and it tells me you want more breakdowns just like this. Let's keep it rolling because the next name ESPN wants to cut, yeah, it's gonna stir some emotions. Now this one hits a little differently. According to ESPN's 53-man projection, Sky Moore might be on his way out of Kansas City. And for a lot of fans, the reaction isn't shock, it's relief. The word that keeps popping up over and over again is finally, look, no one is rooting against Sky Moore. When the Chiefs used a second-round pick in 2022 to bring him in, the hype was real. We were excited about his route running, his explosiveness, and the idea that he could be the next great target in this Patrick Mahomes-led offense. But here we are 2 years in, and the reality hasn't matched the expectations. Not even close. It's been a rough ride. Injuries have played a role, sure. But even when he's been on the field, Moore has struggled to make an impact. Separation, ball security, consistency, it just hasn't been there. And this isn't a case where a guy was buried on the depth chart or never got a fair shot. Sky Moore has had opportunities. He's had the snaps. He's had the targets. But the results? Disappointing. If the Chiefs cut Sky, They save around $1.58 million, but let's be honest, it's not about the money. It's about freeing up a roster spot for someone who might actually contribute this season. And when you look at the current receiver room, there are guys already proving they belong more. Mecole Hardman is back and healthy. Tyquan Thornton has looked sharp and motivated in camp. And then you've got young guys trying to make a name for themselves. Every rep matters. Every spot is up for grabs. If Sky Moore is separating himself, it's time to move on. It's tough to see it, but that's the reality of football. Not every draft pick hits. And that's okay. Brett Veach is still the best GM in the league, and one miss like Sky doesn't take away from everything else he's built. The Chiefs aren't in the business of sentiment, they're in the business of championships. And if moving on from Sky gives them a better chance at another ring, you do it. So here's your moment. Should the Chiefs move on from Sky Moore? Type YES in the comments if you're ready to see the team move forward. Or drop in nitrogen monoxide if you still believe there's untapped potential in him. And if you appreciate honest, no fluff breakdowns like this, subscribe right now. We're trying to hit 5,000 Chiefs fans strong. Your support helps keep this channel going strong all through camp, preseason, and beyond. The next name we're about to cover has actually been shining in camp, but might still not make the final cut. Let's talk about Robert Tonyan. Yeah, I know he's been one of the pleasant surprises so far in camp. The veteran tight end, formerly with the Packers and Bears, has turned heads in off-season workouts and has looked sharp in training camp. But here's the twist: he still might not make the team. On the surface, it feels counterintuitive. Why would you cut a guy who's performing well? Simple. The Chiefs already have 3 tight ends locked in: Travis Kelce, Noah Gray, and the athletic up-and-comer, Irv Widermeer. And unless the Chiefs want to carry for tight ends, there just might not be room for Tonyan, no matter how well he's looked in drills. Now, let's not forget Tonyan is 31 years old. He's no rookie fighting for his first chance. The Chiefs have to ask themselves, is this version of Robert Tonyan we're seeing in camp the real deal, or is it a preseason mirage? Because once the lights come on and he's facing first-team defenses in actual game action, the story could change real fast. There's also the cap angle. Cutting Tonyan would save the Chiefs just over $1 million. Again, not a massive number, but when you're trying to squeeze talent into every corner of the roster, it adds up. And if keeping Tonyan means cutting a younger player at another position with higher upside, that's a tough sell. That's why this preseason is absolutely crucial for Robert Tonyan. He's got to show up in the games, not just flash and practice deliver when it matters. Because unless the Chiefs are ready to go heavy at tight end, he's battling for that rare fourth spot. Let me ask you, would you carry for tight ends if Tonyan keeps showing out? Drop a comment below and type for T-East if you think there's room for him on the roster. And while you're here, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. We'll be breaking down every preseason snap, especially for fringe guys like Tonyan who are fighting to stay in the kingdom. Coming up next, one final name, underrated, consistent, but maybe not quite Chiefs caliber. The last name on ESPN's list of surprise Chiefs cut candidates is Wallace. And this one, it's not about failure, it's about depth. Wallace played in all 17 games last season and held his own. He didn't make glaring mistakes. He didn't blow assignments. But sometimes in this league, being solid just isn't enough, especially when the team you're on is chasing championships. This cornerback room is stacked. You've got Trent McDuffie, Jalen Watson, Nazeeh Johnson, Joshua Williams, at least for now, and even a few rookies and undrafted guys turning heads. And let's not forget about Chalmari Connor, who brings versatility and range to the defensive backfield. When the room is this loaded, someone's got to go, and Wallace might be the odd man out. It's not that he's a bad football player, not at all. In fact, I bet money he doesn't even hit the practice squad. He'll get signed to another team's 53-man roster quickly. He's that reliable. But the Chiefs aren't just looking for solid. They're looking for explosive, dynamic, game-changing depth. And that's where Wallace just doesn't quite fit in. So let me ask you, does Wallace deserve a spot on this loaded roster? Or is it just time to accept that this is a good problem to have too much talent and not enough room? Drop your thoughts in the comments and give Wallace a little love if you appreciated his work last season. And of course, if you've been riding with us through all 5 of these breakdowns, make sure to subscribe. We're just getting started here at Total Chiefs News, and with your help, We're getting closer every day to that 5,000 subscriber milestone. More roster upgrades, more surprises, more coverage coming soon. Let's keep this ride going.